Hey guys, this is Black Bolt. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. So this video is all about the changes I noticed in my 2017 Bolt EV Premier after getting the fire safety recall completed. If you haven't got the safety recall completed yet, or if you remember, please let me know in the comments below which software version your car is on. As you can see, my Bolt was doing 153 miles per charge with Hilltop Reserve set to on, which extrapolates out to about 175 miles without Hilltop Reserve, which is pretty good for winter. That's getting about 3 miles per kilowatt hour. I will note that it's disappointing in a car with an internet connection and the ability to do over-the-air software updates that I had to take the car to the dealership to get this done. I've been asked what I use to record. It's a GoPro Hero 7 Black, and I have an Amazon affiliate link down in the comment section below, as well as links to the dual-seat EVSC that we use and another one that I recommend. So if you're doing some Christmas shopping and you buy anything through those links, it helps me at no additional charge to you. So I am pulling up to the Chevy dealer to get my service done and get the car updated for that recall. So hope you can see this, but so the car has 107,678 miles on the clock, and I have driven it 58,657 of those miles. So right now, when I checked the app this morning, the full charge was at approximately 87%. So I'm going to go ahead and redo the app to see where it's at today, and then we'll check it out again after the service to see what level it's at, if it's at a higher percentage or if it stays where it's at. And then also we're going to go ahead and take a look at the energy settings. Hilltop Reserve is currently still here. Just got done with my service update, so the car is now limited to 90% capacity, and fortunately they didn't reset my trip meter. But as you can see, the car is now down to 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. So that number got reset. I'm not sure why. I believe it was showing 4 yesterday, but I do know that with the cold temperatures, my range has definitely been reduced, so it makes sense that that number would get lower. And then coming over to the monitor, let's see if they changed anything here. So you can see that there's location-based charging, energy summary. My Hilltop Reserve is off, and then radio power down is just when the battery gets to 2% capacity, it turns off. But this has changed, and that's the only change I can see for now. You can see that this got reset. But yeah, so tomorrow or overnight tonight and going into tomorrow morning, I am going to charge the car to full and see what it says in the app. Right now it says 77%, so that percentage went up by 1, which leads me to believe that when I charge it to full overnight, it's going to be 90%, but we'll have to wait and see. This is Friendly Chevrolet. They did go ahead and wash the car for me, which is pretty nice. So definitely appreciate the top service that they have given me, and just their enthusiastic about the Bolt has been pleasant, because the previous dealership that I went to was not excited about the Bolt and don't even have a Bolt technician there to help. Friendly Chevrolet also took the liberty to do a checkup on my car for free and sent me this report.
Hey, taking a look at your Chevy Bolt today and doing the recall. Rear tires, good tread left. Rear brakes, kind of see in there. Under half, starting to get down there. Front tires, pretty good tread left. Looks like it'd be due for a tire rotate. Front brake pads, right around half. Under the hood, coolant reservoirs all good and full. Battery looks good. Brake fluids getting down there a little bit. Out in the middle, showing a little brake pad wear. Washer fluid, we'll top that off when I get done. Everything else looks pretty good. We'll get your recall done and get washed up, and Mark will give you a call as soon as it's done. But thank you for your time.
Hey guys, so something I am noticing right away is my average miles per kilowatt meter that is acting like the car is brand new. So even though they didn't reset my trip meter, it is showing me the average is changing. So that tells me that it is basically behaving like it was at 0 miles before, and now it's adjusting. So unfortunately, I have lost the historical data on my miles per kilowatt since I personally owned the car, because I had reset it when I bought the car. But that's a small thing, I suppose, and I guess it's gonna get reset again when I go back to have the second recall done to restore the battery capacity to 100%. The car is charged to full. It's the morning after I got the software update. Max charge is 95%, which is obviously better than 90%, so that was a pleasant surprise. And as of now, with the heat on, it's predicting that I can go 151 miles on 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So that is really good information. Over here you can see that because it's super cold, my driving score is really low. No energy used because I didn't precondition this morning, because I wanted to look at the stats and see what it would start at. So this is the 2.8. This is from when I got the car back from the dealership yesterday, and then I drove for the rest of the day. It's just noticed that the car is still plugged in and it's after 7 o'clock, so that beeping you hear is a notification that the car has stopped charging suddenly. And then if it were to be unplugged like out on the street, then it would actually make a really loud, annoying beeping sound. So I went ahead and reset that, so I will let you guys know how it goes the rest of the way. I am home from running some errands, and if you recall, we started with 150 miles of range, and we are down to 105, and drove 44, so that's right on target for 149 miles. Something that I find really interesting is it was 15.1 kilowatts when I got home. Heat is running. It's saying that the battery capacity is at 66%. That's a little bit weird to me, so I'm not going to do any charging during the day, and we're just going to let it run and see what that capacity actually ends up being. Because in my mind, if we have used a third of the capacity and 15.4 kilowatts, then it's telling me that the battery capacity is 45-ish kilowatts, which is ridiculously low. So I'm gonna keep on driving. I'll tell my wife to use this car when she goes out, so hopefully we can kill all 100 miles of range left and see what the actual capacity is. Hey guys, so I was able to get the car all the way down to 2% battery capacity today, and as you can see, it's flashing low, and there's actually a level below this where it just becomes a solid grayish color, but it stops flashing when it's real close to empty. And if we transition over to this screen, you can see that today I've used 49.8 kilowatt hours and traveled 130.5 miles. That's me and my wife included. There was a heavy dose of climate settings used today. And then this equates to around 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. It's lower than I expected. I will charge the car to full again tonight, which is about 95%, and then wind it all the way down as close to 0% again. I should have been able to get around 55 kilowatt hours on 95% battery capacity, assuming the car had 58 kilowatt hours to start with. So 49.8 divided by 0.98. So if this is really 2%, then what that tells me is that the battery capacity right now is 50.8 kilowatt hours, and 50.8 divided by 58, that would tell me that the battery only charged up to 88%, not 95% like the app said. So I'm thinking that there's probably some type of calibration issue going on here. That's why I'm going to go ahead and charge it all the way up to 100% overnight, hopefully. And then, if possible, tomorrow drive 150 miles, which is what would get us to about 0%. The math on this works like this: 150 miles divided by 55 kilowatt hours equals 2.7 miles per kilowatt. So that's why I'm going to see if I can get as close to 150 miles as possible tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is Sunday morning and the range this morning when I woke up was 142 miles, and you can see that here in the app. Well, now it says 140, which is fine. It charged up to 94%, technically not all the way to full, but close enough. So at the end of this drive I should be able to get to 105 kilowatts hours used. Today my plan is to go do some Uber Eats deliveries before the Vikings game, and then I'm gonna have to take one for the team for you guys to create some content and go out again after the Vikings game to see if I can run the other miles. So if I can split it 75 and 60 to 70 in the evening, I should be able to get some good data. Hey guys, so it is Sunday evening and I am back home. I was able to drive 120 miles today and I have about 11 miles of range remaining. And as you can see, I have just got over 59,000 miles driving since I bought the car, and I am now at 108,028 miles, so that's pretty cool. And today in the 120 miles of driving, I used about 46 kilowatt hours of energy. It's now down to 7% capacity, so 46 kilowatt hours divided by 0.93 gives us 49 kilowatt hours of usable capacity right now, which works out to approximately 85% capacity. The car is saying it's charging to 95%, but I'm not seeing that, so I'm gonna have to do a test on this one more time to see where that number actually falls. Hey guys, so today is Monday, and as you can see, I have driven 34.1 miles at 13.6 kilowatt hours used. That gives me 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour, and it is cold in Minnesota. It's 17 degrees. 34 miles driven, 101 miles left, works out to 135 miles of estimated range. That extrapolates out to a battery capacity of 53.4 kilowatt hours, which is approximately 93% of 58 kilowatt hours. There's no exact science to this because the calculation is digital, but 93% is much better than the around 85% I was getting when I was measuring yesterday. The app said it charged up to 95%, so that's close enough for me to believe that it is going up to 95%. Prior to the update, I was getting around 150 miles per charge, but you can see that's at 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour, and so 135 isn't that bad. A trick that I learned from Plug and Play EV is, instead of having my heat turned to auto like I did for most of my drive today, if you set it to the fan level to 2, you can see it started to trend upwards there. That'll use a lot less electricity than setting it to auto. You can see it's only drawing 2 to 3 kilowatt hours. Now I press the auto button, I think you can hear the fan increasing. The car uses a sensor which detects the outside temperature, the inside of the cabin, and it determines how hard it's going to blow. And so when you mess with the temperature, when it's set to auto, you can see it climb dramatically. If you have it set to 2 like I did for the latter part of my drive, then it's just going to run it at that level and be at 2 to 3 kilowatt hours for the majority of your drive. So there's a tip to get you closer to 2.73 range as opposed to 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. As always, if you find value from these videos, comment, like, and subscribe. And also let me know if you have a Bolt EV, if you feel like your car is actually charging up in the 90 to 95% range, or if it's closer to the 85% range. Thanks, have a great day.